For more on this, we are being joined by Michael Solomon from Florida. He is a former NYPD officer and State Department intelligence officer as well. Michael, welcome to WION, and it's great to talk to you this morning.
Good morning.
How do you see
Unfortunately, I
these
can't see
student
you at all.
protests going forward? Do you think they'll...
We lost our Zoom connection.
I can hear you
Hello?
very well. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, I can't see you, though. That's fine. Good morning.
Okay, so can you talk to us about, good morning to you. Can you talk to us about these student protests? Some say that they'll fizzle out. Others say 4 years on after those George Floyd protests, here we are again with another summer of demonstrations and protests in an election year. What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are very simple. I mean, first of all, I would say that better than 75% of these people that are on the campus are not students. They're paid agitators. And what they're there to do is to gaslight these students and to convince them that something's happening that's not happening. They're protesting Israel's committing genocide against the Palestine people in Gaza. What they don't know, because they've never been informed, is that they're being gaslighted by a few pro-Hamas activists and leaders. Hamas has hijacked the Palestinian people, and all the aid that's been given to the people of Gaza by the U.S. and Israel has been stolen by Hamas. You know, if the Palestine people were to rise up against Hamas, Hamas would kill them, literally. No other Muslim country wants to take the Palestinian people into their population. You know, I would like these agitators, that includes Ilhan Omar, who's a congresswoman in the United States, and her minions, to name one thing that Hamas, Hezbollah, or Iran has contributed to the world besides terrorism, murder, and kidnapping. Israel has contributed more to better people's lives in medicine, agriculture, science, technology than any other group or any other country except for the U.S. And you know what's amazing is all they want to do is live in peace. They don't want to do anything but live in peace. They're a tiny little country the size of the state of New Jersey in the United States, and they don't want to do anything but live in peace. And this is not freedom of speech, as the president of Colombia claims, because freedom of speech in the United States does not include yelling fire in a crowded theater, which is a metaphor. Calling for the death to America and Israel is hate speech, and that's not free speech. They have no idea what the Jews have contributed to the world in the U.S. alone. You know what I'd like to see? They want to know what the Jews have contributed. 18 Jewish servicemen are recipients of the Congressional Medal of Honor in the United States. Home Depot was started by Bernie Marcus, who created over 400,000 high-paying jobs. Larry Page and Sergey Brin started Google. Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, and Meta. Larry Ellison, Oracle. Michael Dell founded Dell Computers. Steve Wozniak and Andy Hershfeld were one of the founders of Apple. Carl Icahn, the Dreyfus Corporation. What about all the Jewish doctors, lawyers, bankers, and investment firms? If we had a Jewish strike for a month in the United States, what would the world economy look like? What if we shut down Oracle, shut down Dell, shut down Apple, and shut down Google? What do you think would happen? What do you think the world would look like? These people better wake up and wake up fast. That's what I'm telling them. And what's happening in Columbia University and Princeton and in Washington and UCLA is an absolute crime, and these people should be arrested and taken in. And once they're arrested, they'll be identified. And if they're students, they should be expelled. And if their loan forgiveness for their student loans
Michael,
was...
Yes.
Yes. Yes,
yeah, that student loan issue is another big topic with President Biden. Michael, we've been talking a lot about outside agitators and possible funding for these protests. Judging from your experience, what indicators suggest that foreign entities or extremist groups, even inside the United States, may have played a role in organizing, influencing, or exploiting these protests? And how might that impact national security moving forward?
You've seen the demonstrations and the encampments in these colleges. All the tents are the same. They all cost at least $500–600 a piece. There are hundreds of them. Do you think these students who can't even afford to go to school, who are living on cereal and prepared foods and stuff, can afford those things? Look at the signs that the agitators have. They're all professionally printed, and they're all the same all over the country. The same signs are in New York that are in California and in Pennsylvania and in all the other colleges around the country. So you tell me that that's not prepared, that's not pre-planned. That's the only way. The only proof is right there. It's right there in front of our eyes, but people want to ignore it. And these kids have no idea. Nobody's educated them. They have no idea what the world is like. They keep saying Palestine, Palestine. There is no Palestine. There's never been a country of Palestine. Show me a map from anywhere in the world from 5,000 years ago to today. You will not find Palestine on any map. These people were given the Gaza territory by Israel 30 years ago, and they've destroyed it. They've literally destroyed it. Hamas has destroyed it. The Palestinian people who are living there want to live in peace. Do you know how many? There are over 1.5 million Muslims living in Israel, and they're citizens of Israel. There's 3 or 4 of them are members of the Knesset, their government, and they live in peace. They work alongside each other. But all they want to do, all Hamas and Hezbollah in Iran want to do is out of hatred, which is probably born out of jealousy, because if you look what Israel has done for the world compared to what the Arab countries have done, it's nothing. So that's the problem. And these students, they've been totally gaslighted, and they've been lied to, and they don't believe it. And they're not even teaching history in school the way I learned it when I was growing up. It's unbelievable. I'm sorry to say that, but it's a shame.
Yeah,
these poor kids are growing up with false thoughts. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Michael Solomon, thank you so much for joining us on WION. Thank you for your service, former NYPD and State Department intelligence officer, and I look forward to speaking to you again very soon.
Thank you.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.